An important side note: even though I will be talking about drawing in this video, similar principles can be applied to any art and will accelerate your artistic growth if you utilize them. Today, I want to talk about selective drawing and why it is dangerous for your progress. Selective drawing is when artists choose something that they like to draw or something that they're used to and focus on that. Some artists only draw landscapes, fairies, ponies, or the most popular girls. I used to be a selective artist. However, I realized that the problem goes a little deeper than what I used to think because, surprisingly, selective drawing becomes unconscious. We can sometimes choose to draw the same lighting or use the same composition or poses without realizing it. I did not realize that. When I was drawing this art, after this one, I thought, wow, diversity. But then I realized that despite all of my attempts to add diversity, I was drawing selectively. This is my art from spring to summer 2017. You can see that everything was pretty similar except for poses. After noticing this, I tried to make changes. For example, making background more complex, experimenting with lighting and position of the camera, and adding more than one character. As I was making these changes and leaving my comfort zone, I started feeling better about my art. At the same time, I realized that changing what I'm drawing is not the only thing that needs changes. How and why I draw is also important. What of your art is everything that I've already mentioned: characters, composition, lighting, etc. How of your art is your style? I want to mention something about it that someone may disagree with. I came to the conclusion that an artist doesn't necessarily need style. I don't know when it happened, but it seems to me like someone decided that you need a consistent style that makes your art unique. Yes, you do. However, I don't believe that style has to be a distinctive characteristic. It can be an instrument that helps to convey emotions and ideas. Someone that comes to my mind when I think of style as a tool is Conserva. There are some similarities between her art pieces, but she has some stylized art pieces and others that are more academic. Basically, she changes her style depending what she wants to get out of a piece of art. Well, what about popular artists and how they use style? For example, Ilya Kuvshinov and Loish. They too have a style, but even now, it changes a little from art to art. Just look at this. Same for Loish. She freely changes her style a little sometimes, and she's really good at realistic paintings at the same time. So what I'm trying to say is, don't make style your master. Don't draw to be popular. Draw for the sake of art and each illustration individually, and style will come naturally. I also mentioned the why of art. By why, I mean your goal. If you don't have a goal, you can't reach your potential. Let me share some of my goals with you. I want to learn how to tell a story through one artwork. I want people to feel something and think about something when they see my drawings. I also want to be able to make some sort of income through my passion for art. These goals give me a boost and motivation to do and learn more every day. Even if your goal is very specific, like I want to draw portraits, I still recommend setting a bigger goal and reaching higher. If your goals are limiting or too easy, the outcome will be the same. For example, imagine this. If someone who enjoys exercise and going to the gym is only working and training one group of muscles and becomes really good at that, then what happens to the rest of the muscle groups in their body? When they have to train a different area or use a different muscle that they haven't trained to do something, then it will become unexpectedly hard. So while you're learning, it is super important not to limit yourself in what you draw. Remember also that how you draw and why you draw also has no boundaries. Learn everything so that when you find your path, you have a good foundation and a safety net to fall back on. Look at your drawings, and maybe you'll notice some similarities about your art. Or maybe you'll notice that style has become your master, perhaps. Maybe you'll notice that you're in your comfort zone, and if so, are you really growing? If you begin to notice these kind of things, think about your goals and make changes. So keep learning, drawing, and don't slouch.